Well, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media, writing that if downtown Bishop were a house, realtors would say it may be a bit of a fixer-upper, but it has great potential. The next question for the buyer is, do you restore the fixer-upper to its original glory, or do you incorporate current and future trends? Bishop City Council will be trying to answer that question in a series of quarterly special meetings to both track and focus the direction of Bishop that it will take over the next 10 years. As Bishop Mayor Jim Ellis said, we have to harness the future, not the past. Now, last Friday's meeting reviewed the priority projects, the top 5 out of 11 discussed at a mid-March organizational session. Hiring a consultant to pull together a master plan topped the list. Now, the scope of work involved a master planning includes signage, zoning, parking, housing, basically all the elements that have been before the council the last few years. Now, the request for proposals is being sent out, and Bishop City Administrator Dave Kelly estimates the plan should be at or near completion within the next 12 to 18 months. A grant from Caltrans will cover the cost of the planning consultant. Additional funding should be available to implement elements of the plan. Kelly said Elaine Kabbalah, the city's planning associate, could work on both possible signage ordinances and grant applications for Prop 68 funds while the consultant develops the master plan. Kelly was eager to move forward to get something done. After more than 3 years of discussion and workshops, Bishop City Council agreed there was enough community input to use as a starting point. Additional community outreach could come into play once the consultant has come up with a draft. Now, other items that made the top 5 were downtown events, a walkable Main Street, housing, emergency medical services, and a mandatory truck route bypass. Truck bypass should start an interesting debate. Bishop Councilmember Chris Costello indicated the day parking was pulled off downtown's Main Street as the day the commercial core started its decline. On the other side of the argument are those who see the bypass as the death knell for the downtown corridor. Thank Deb Murphy for that report. Well, earlier this month, Los Angeles Department of Water and Power hydrographers performed the final snowpack survey for the season, which helps determine the amount of water available for Los Angeles' water supply. LADWP news release notes that this year, the snowpack measured 171% of normal, which translates to a well above average year. Now, in comparison, the snowpack registered at 66% of normal in 2018, a dry year, and 203% in 2017. That was the second wettest year on record. Now, that news release notes that snowpack measurements help determine how much water supply LADWP can expect from the LA Aqueduct and how much it will need to purchase from the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Now, based on this year's final snowpack survey, approximately 114 billion gallons of water will be used in the Mono Basin and Inyo County to meet environmental commitments and operational needs. LA Aqueduct system will flow at or near capacity for much of the year. This means in the following 12-month period, the LA Aqueduct is expected to provide 119 billion gallons of water, which will meet an estimated 70% of LA's overall water demand, supplying more than 1 million single-family homes. Now, that news release states, to put things in perspective, in an average year, the LA Aqueduct provides about half of LA's total water supply. Said LADWP General Manager David H. Wright. This year's much needed rain and snow is encouraging for our short-term water supply. However, we know droughts have become increasingly frequent and more severe, and the next one is likely right around the corner. Our customers have been doing a great job of conserving water, and we encourage them to continue to save the drop by using water efficiently even during wet years, end quote. Richard Harrisick, LADWP Senior Assistant General Manager of the water system, said as we confront extreme weather patterns and the resulting change in water supply, maintaining reliable, sustainable, and resilient sources of water, including locally, will help the city meet future demands. We're looking at all opportunities to further develop local water supply, including investing in stormwater capture by expanding and enhancing groundwater replenishment at the existing Tahunga spreading grounds stormwater capture basins, end quote. Now, a recent announcement by LA Mayor Eric Garcetti said that the city will recycle 100% of its wastewater by 2035. It means LADWP will also be able to reliably source up to 70% of its water sustainably and locally instead of depending significantly on imported water. Well, a couple of notes here from Inyo County, including Inyo County Emergency Services, working with local fire departments to provide free sandbags to residents and business owners in Inyo County. Free sandbags for flood preparedness available at the fire stations: Bishop, Big Pine, Independence, Lone Pine, and Olancha. Now, the sandbags are unfilled and quantities given to any individual will be at the discretion of the local fire chief. Additional sandbags obviously can be purchased from local businesses. Inyo County says take action now to be prepared for spring 2019 runoff. Make sure you're signed up with Code Red through the Inyo County Sheriff's Office. Update your emergency supply kit and even perhaps evaluate your flood insurance needs. Free sand for filling sandbags stockpiled at many locations. We have posted that entire news release. Get all the information on our website, sierrawave.net. Also, coming up on Saturday, April 27th, Inyo County will be hosting the annual Prescription Drug Take-Back event. That'll be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, April 27th. This event gives Inyo County residents the opportunity to rid their homes of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs. You can bring medications for disposal at any of the 3 collection sites. Service is free and anonymous, no questions asked. Bishop, be outside Kmart. Lone Pine, outside McDonald's, and in Tacoma at the community center. Now, this service is in accordance with the Drug Enforcement Administration's National Drug Take-Back Initiative and addresses both public safety as well as public health issues. Opioid abuse has been particularly difficult to combat. That news release notes many of the opioid overdoses are directly related to prescribed medications. And again, that full news release, including what can and can't be disposed, is on sierrawave.net. Boy, with the weather, it feels like summer is just around the corner, and that means it's, well, time to get ready for the annual Mammoth Lakes 4th of July parade. You know, new this year, you can become a sponsor of the parade. Sponsor the Mammoth Lakes 4th of July parade. See your company's logo on the barricades along Main Street during that parade. Also, it's always fun to enter a float in the parade. The parade float application is open. Mammoth Lakes Chamber of Commerce notes that the 4th of July parade, great way to promote your business, organization, event, or cause. Space is limited to the first 50 floats or groups to sign up. $35 chamber members, $50 for non-chamber members. More information, contact Emily Woods. She'd be happy to help you. Membership and Marketing Manager for the Mammoth Lakes Chamber, 760-934-2712, Emily's. Or you can visit the website, mammothlakeschamber.org. We'll be back with more news.